हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे प्रीवियस ईयर्स के मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस अपने कॉमर्स पेपर। आई मिस कंवलप्रीत कौरपुरी वेलकम यू टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। जैसे कि आपको पता है, मैं नेट सेट के एस्पायरेंट्स को गाइडेंस देती हूँ। मेरी प्रीवियस वीडियोस मैंने पेपर 1 और पेपर 2 पर अपलोड की है और मुझे काफी मैसेजेस और रिक्वेस्ट भी आई थी कि कॉमर्स की वीडियोस पर भी फोकस किया जाए, तो इसलिए मैंने अपनी पुरानी कुछ वीडियोस कॉमर्स टॉपिक पर ही डिस्कस की है और सिमिलरली आज मैं आपके साथ कॉमर्स की ही क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करूंगी। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम मार्केटिंग मैनेजमेंट। ओके, बिफोर यू स्टार्ट प्रिपरेशन ऑफ योर स्टडी, I always request all of my students and candidates to focus on syllabus. Okay, download your syllabus from the proper website. Understand what is the syllabus and how much you are aware about it and what needs to be studied further. That is the only key to your qualifying this examination. Okay, so now let's start. From marketing management we have this question. DAGMAR, जिसे बोला जाता है DAGMAR approach in marketing is used to measure. Okay, now this is a very basic and direct question. This you have studied in the topic of advertisement, advertising, marketing, as well as in marketing management. So they are asking about this DAGMAR approach. It is a model. The 4 options given to us are public relations, advertising results, selling volume, and consumer satisfaction. Now, in my previous videos also, I have told you that if you are preparing for this examination, it is better to study in a way that you know all the concepts. Okay, qualifying in an examination where you are asked multiple choice questions is not very easy. But if you know the concepts, okay, you are very thorough with your conceptual clarity, then definitely you can find out the correct answer. So now let's understand what is this DAGMAR approach. This approach advocates a marketing strategy that guides the consumer through 4 phases. So it means DAGMAR approach has 4 phases: awareness, comprehension, conviction, and action. Now this is similar to a communication model where we know, or where you have studied in teaching aptitude as well, that first we need to have awareness of anything. Comprehension is you understand something. Then we need to convince the buyer. And finally, after you're convincing, the customer should go and buy the product. So that part has become known by its acronym as ACCF formula. So A stands for awareness, C stands for comprehension, again C stands for conviction and action. So these are the 4, the main, you can say, the phases. So now the 4 steps of the campaign: generating awareness of the brand among consumers. Now everyone knows, we go to the shop, retail shop, sometimes we just use the word Cadbury dena. Okay, Cadbury is the name of a brand. Cadbury is not the chocolate itself. We have so many chocolates, okay, but it has become a synonymous to chocolate. Okay, so this is how the power of brand is. You think of noodles, you think of Maggie. Okay, Maggie is not only a noodle company. Maggie, in fact, is our name of this particular, you can say, the noodles, but the brand is Nestle, but it becomes so synonymous with noodles. So this is how you have made your brand a hit among your customers. Then increasing the comprehension of the product and its benefit. Then you can explain. Now suppose people are becoming very health conscious. So what happens? You can start promoting your energy drinks or energy bars, or maybe even a simple product like yoga mat. So you are explaining the product and the benefits. Then you need to convince customers that they need the product. Okay, see, marketing is all about not only selling, but you are creating awareness and necessity for that product. Okay, now we have never thought that one day we all have this electronic gadget in our hands, but yes, now we all know puri duniya hamari muthi mein hai. So this is how you are convincing that you are creating a need for that product. Then you persuade the customers to buy. Finally, what you are doing, you are requesting, you have convinced the customers to buy your product. Okay, now the DAGMAR method contains 2 goals. The first is to develop a communication task that accomplishes those specific ACCA steps. The second is to make sure that the success of those goals can be measured against a benchmark. So it is like creating a benchmark. Okay, from you have set your standards. So this approach is given by who? Okay, what this approach means. Okay, and what the 4 phases are. So let's again look at this image. This becomes very easy to remember. First, you need to create awareness, comprehension, the understanding, conviction, you need it, and finally, you need to purchase it. Okay, so this is, So defining the right from the full form. Whom proposed this model? So this model is proposed by Russell Collier in 1961. So remember the name of the person and the year, because questions have been asked on this. Suggests that the ultimate objective of advertising must carry a consumer through 4 levels. Okay. Now, when you read the word consumer, you should also understand there is a difference between the word consumer and customer. Again, whenever you are studying for this examination, be thorough with your concepts, because sometimes even a basic definition or for consumer or customer can be asked you. So we have the stages. First, we are unaware about the product. Then we reach to the awareness. So consumer must be aware. Comprehension, the customers must have a comprehension, understanding of the product and its benefits. Conviction, he or she must arrive at the mental disposition or conviction to buy. Why I do need tea? Suppose I can say we have, now if you are very health conscious, you want green tea. Okay, you want a yoga mat. Why? So we have created that need. Action, finally he or she actually buy that product. So Dagmar approach, given by whom, the year, what is trying to measure, and the 4 phases. Okay, understand today the question is only on the approach, actual what is the concept of. Tomorrow it can be the full form, the year, proposed by whom, or whether do we have next model related to this, or maybe the other advertisement approaches. Okay, so what is the best way to study? Whenever you come across one concept, try to study it completely. This is always my suggestion. Even if you have not seen my previous videos, you just go and check the videos. In every video or in every session, I've explained that whenever we are studying one question, we are understanding 4 different concepts. So even if you study 5 questions, but you are studying more than 40 concepts. Okay, so this is another which can easily give you a brief description about this approach. Try to make smart notes. Okay, some notes which can help you in the last of the preparation. We have total 20 topics in paper 1 and paper 2. So remember, even if last week, if you are studying, just going through a revision, you won't be able to read back again 20 topics. So when you make those smart notes, it will help you in the last week of your revision. Now let's move on to the next question. We have human resource management, assertion and reasoning. Okay, one cannot be sure about the quality of appraisal based on the length of the service. So the key word is we are talking about performance appraisal, and they're talking that we cannot be sure about the quality of appraisal, which is based on the length of the service. Now, you know, there are 2 types we can say how the appraisal is done of the employees. In government sector, generally what happens is the length of the service is counted. If you are in this organization from the 10 to 15 years, so next time it is as per the rules and the regulations, you are going to be promoted to the next level. Okay, and sometimes what happens when we are in the corporate sector or maybe in the private sector, there the length of the service does not matter, but your merit, okay, your performance also matters. So this is how we generally promote people. Either it is on the length of the service or either it is on the merit of the candidate. Both the methods are good, both the methods are bad. So depending on the situation, depending upon the organization you are into, both have its own pros and cons. Now reasoning is given initial appraisal and a promotion appraisal. So the initial appraisal and promotional appraisal are done separately. Okay, they are done separately and differently since the length of the service is different. Okay, now before we understand this question, and I have already given you the correct answer, let's understand that this question is from which concept. Okay, now what is performance appraisal? We all know we all are employees. Okay, either you are working in corporate or maybe you are doing internship somewhere or maybe you are in the teaching job. So it is a process by which organization evaluate employees' job performance. So whom we are studying, whom we are measuring, the employee's job performance. Okay, it is a process that involves determining and communicating to an employee how he or she is performing the job and ideally establishing a plan of improvement. So what you are doing? You are checking the performance, you are evaluating the performance of the employee, and you are ensuring that there are certain set standards which an employee should be able to achieve. And on the basis of that, you are appraising the performance. Okay, or you're judging your candidate. It is a systematic and objective. It is systematic because it is a process. Right from first day, I cannot assess you because yes, when we go to the job, even as a fresher, you need certain time. So it is a systematic and objective. Objective means there should be no partiality. There should be no bias. There should be no subjectiveness. Just because you are close to the boss or maybe you are friendly with the boss, you will be given good marks. It should not happen. So it is a systematic and objective way of evaluating both work-related behavior and potential of the employee. So if you read this, it says we are checking the behavior of how he is behaving and potential in future. Okay, so maybe after certain time you will be promoted to the next level. Now, when immediately you are studying performance appraisal, it should come to your mind which are the nearby options. Because what happens in match the columns or assertion and reasoning, they are trying to relate two topics. Okay. So the next best topic to performance appraisal is job evaluation. Okay. This is again from human resource management. See, what I'm trying to tell you, that we should always understand that if I'm studying performance appraisal, what should I study about? Okay. What is the meaning of performance appraisal? What is not performance appraisal, because the question will come related to something else and they will try to relate it to performance appraisal. The different types, how we can do performance appraisal, okay, which we can discuss later on. Then we can understand the objectives of performance appraisal, okay, and why we do it, what is the result. So whenever you study a topic, understand that you need to complete, okay, because other thoda sa hi pad ke jayenge, we study only objectives and we fail to understand the different methods, then we lose, okay, because this is how we should study. So let's understand what is job evaluation. It rates the job keeping in view the responsibility, qualification, experience, working condition. So under job evaluation, we are rating the job. Under performance appraisal, it rates a job holder. So job holder is the person, the candidate. Okay, now under job evaluation, its purpose is to determine wage levels. So job evaluation is to determine the wage level. Underline, this is the key word. Okay, many questions will be asked on job evaluation and performance appraisal, where you should need to have conceptual clarity between both the terms. It rates a job holder on the basis of his or her performance under performance appraisal. Okay, so here what we are doing, wage levels, we are determining the wage. It is rated before an employee is appointed to hold it, because this is not evaluation of the job or the candidate. This is, we are trying to determine the wage. Whereas in performance appraisal, it is done for the purpose to give effects to promotion. Performance based, whether you will be promoted, transferred, give training needs, offer rewards, punishments, and so on. Next, conducting job evaluation is not compulsory, but it is compulsory to conduct performance appraisal on a regular basis. Why? It happens because we all know that it needs to be done so that we know the performance of employees, and depending on that, we can give better prospects to the employee. Okay, and when is performance appraisal done? It is evaluated only after the employee has been hired and placed on a job. But job evaluation is done initially. It is done by a committee consisting of internal and external experts, whereas performance appraisal is done by employees themselves, peer, superior, or combination. Okay, so see, difference between, a slight difference between what is job evaluation, if even you know the concept. Okay, here we are trying to determine the wage levels. So that is determining the wage. Okay, the rate we should give to the employees, and performance appraisal is you are appraising the employee's performance. Okay, now there is another term which is called as performance management. So whether performance appraisal is a part of performance management or otherwise. So let's read basis for comparison. Now I'll read only this performance management. Performance management is the management of human resources. So you're managing the youth. It is a process, whereas performance appraisal is a system. Performance management is supple. Supple means it is flexible, whereas performance appraisal is rigid. Performance management is a strategic tool. Okay, so it is a strategy, whereas performance appraisal is an operational tool. You are getting work done. Okay, performance management is owned by managers, whereas performance appraisal is a part of human resource development department. Performance management is conducted continuously, whereas performance appraisal can be either 6 monthly or maybe annually. Performance management is a holistic approach. Holistic means it includes everything. Okay, from the performance to the devotedness of the employee, everything. And performance appraisal is individualistic. Okay, so you are doing only of the individual. Then performance management involves qualitative aspects. Okay, the opinions, how do you work, whereas performance appraisal is completely quantitative. And performance management is prospective. That is why we are doing so, as to ensure that your future is good, the career future. And performance appraisal is retrospective. That is, it is done from the day you join the organization. Okay, so see, now objectives of performance appraisal. Okay, to maintain the records. Okay, to why you are maintaining the records, because you, on the basis of that, you are going to judge the employee's performance, to identify the strength and weakness of the employees. Okay, so why strength? Because if your performance is very good, then you need to keep up with it. Okay, consolidate your strengths. And if you identify any weakness of the employee, you can always try to compensate that by giving them training or improving their performance. To maintain and assess the potential present in person for future growth and development. To provide a feedback to employees. This is very much important. If we don't know whether we are doing correct or wrong, we'll never understand that we should, what further improvement is required. Then it serves as a basis for influencing working habits of the employees, okay, and to review and retain the promotional and other training program. So these are the objects. See, the question was only about appraisal, but what I've tried to done, I've tried to give you all the concepts related to performance appraisal, because tomorrow the question will not be only on the meaning, it can be on the methods, it can be on the objectives, or why we do appraisal. Okay, now traditional methods, we have the ranking method, we have the paired comparison method, we have grading method, we have force distribution method, we have checklist method, we have essay method. Modern method, we have management by objectives, we have 360-degree appraisal, we have cost accounting method, we have assessment centers, and behaviorally anchored weighting scale. Okay, now what is your homework today? You need to understand these both methods in detail, because 100% you are going to get a question on this topic. Okay, so it is my duty, whenever I study one topic, I complete it. Sorry, my slide has changed. Okay, now let's quickly look at the question, and now I'll give you this homework. I have given you this answer. A and both are not correct. Okay, not correct means false. So you need to understand assertion reasoning. Now here, this was direct question. Okay, so there was no relationship is asked. Otherwise, generally, there is a relationship also asked between assertion and reasoning. They will tell you whether each relates to each other or not. So here I've given the correct answer, but you have to understand that why this is the correct answer. So this is a homework question for you. If you have any doubt in it, you can always comment and let me know. Okay, so this was about performance appraisal, the difference between job evaluation, performance appraisal. What is performance management? If you are reading this for the first time, so you need to study about performance management also. Okay, and this is your homework question. You need to study what is traditional method and modern method. So in one concept only, you can say 10 subtopics. Okay, so this is the beauty, or I say what makes anti-net so difficult, because we don't understand that when we are reading about performance appraisal, what we need to study. Next question. Again, it is from human resource management. On which of the following at the initial stage? Initial means the start stage. The Indian IT companies, okay, IT companies are your information technology companies relying more on getting good IT professionals. Okay, you know, IT is a very dynamic domain. It is a very dynamic subject. So what it keeps on changing. There are so many upgradations daily. And if you have read, sometimes attrition rate is very high in such companies also. So this at the initial stage, IT companies want to rely on which type of placement, okay, from where they can hire people. So the options given are job portals, you have the placement agencies, then you have the third campus placement, and fourth is all the above. Now see, one question they have asked, what is job portal? Now you know what is job portal, example, Naukri.com, your Shine.com, Times Job. Okay, so these are the portals. Placement agencies, you know, they work on commission basis. Campus placement is when we are in the colleges, when we are studying in the institutions, many companies prefer. Okay, so you must have seen for this IT, or sometimes they come for air hostesses also, or there are so many. Now, even colleges are very much interested in getting their students placed. Okay, when you take an admission in a good institution, you always ask about that what are the placement prospects. Okay, whether my student or whether my child is going to get a job from this college. Okay, so here the correct answer is campus placement. Now understand this question. Why this campus placement? Because IT companies, okay, they will love to hire a fresh talent. Okay, when you hire a fresh talent, not only you have a less expectation from the salary, but yes, you want to work with a good company. You are more enthusiastic. You are more creative. And then IT companies, okay, they easily get students when they go to such institutions. Okay. So this is one of the reasons. So your third is correct answer. Now remember, this topic is from the topic recruitment. See, they are talking about hiring. Immediately when something comes to you, understand what is the next best topic you can study. So along with recruitment, you can also study selection. So this is what I always share with my students. Change your approach towards studying. Okay, not only one question. We are studying a complete concept. Now, recruitment is the process of advertising for vacancies, attracting, interviewing, selecting, and hiring the employees. So the next word for recruitment is hiring process. Selection. Selection is the process where a company picks the best candidates out of the 100 of applicants. So you 100 people have applied for one post, but 99 will be rejected and only one will be selected. So just remember, recruitment is a positive process. Why? Because n number of applicants can apply. But selection becomes a negative process because we are trying to weed out. Okay, we are trying to eliminate the people who are not suitable for the job. So recruitment is a positive process and selection is a negative process. Recruitment involves everything from identification of a hiring need to filling yes, and selection involves choosing the right candidate from the applications received. Recruitment is first, which is followed by the selection. The main objective of recruitment is to encourage a large number of candidates to apply for a post. Yes, that is why it's called a positive process. And under selection, the main objective of recruitment is to select the right candidate for the post. Okay, so 100 times you will get this question. Now, when I study about recruitment, you should find out the sources of recruitment because the question was based on sources. So when I talk about sources, we have two types of sources from where we can hire people. It is internal or external. Okay, internal is transfer. Today you feel your unit C is not working or operating very efficiently, then you can select or you can transfer your best employee to that unit. So that becomes transfer. Promotion, we all know. Upgrading is you are trying to upgrade that person. Okay. Demotion is it is the opposite of promotion. Suppose your performance is not good, you were given warnings, but you were demoted. Retired employees, yes, you can see. Now, if you are seen in my last video, UGC has also taken out fellowship for superannuated employees. Okay, why? Because we're trying to develop them. We have so good talent. Okay, we can anytime call them. Retrenched employees are those whom, because of certain problems, or maybe our unit was shut down, we have thrown them away, or maybe the unit was shut down and we were supposed to eliminate them. So we can always call them back. Dependents and relatives of deceased employees. Okay, so this is internal, within. Now, external is everything outside the organization. So, press advertisement, you can give advertisement in the newspapers, job portals, educational institution. Here, the campus placement is the answer. Placement agencies, yes. Outsourcing. You know what is outsourcing? Okay. Employment exchanges, yes. This is generally for government when you become at an eligible job age. And if you're not getting a job, you can register yourself with the employment exchange. The labor contractors, okay, labor. Thekedar, we say contractors. Unsolicited applicants, that is people who just randomly visit your company and give them your resume, or maybe they check through the website, they come to know there's a good company, they will come and submit their application. Employee referral, somebody is referring someone. And recruitment and factory day. Okay, this is factory day. You must see there are so many people who are unskilled. Okay, this is generally done for unskilled laborers. Daily basis, they go stand outside the factories, or there are thekedars. You have seen them at nakas. Okay, so especially for building and construction work, where daily you need employees, labors. Okay, so they will operate like that. Okay, they come and there are sometimes concept of badli workers also they're called, because if one labor is absent one day, wo gaon gaya hai, so you can easily get from another. So these are the external sources, all outside your company, and internal, all from within. Okay. Now, similarly here, this is the recruitment process. You announce the recruitment, give advertisement. Okay, receive and select the CV. Now, what is the full form of CV? What is the difference between of CV, biodata, resume, recruitment interview? Then you assess, you decide, official recruitment and probation. So this is just simple. Sometimes steps may be asked. Different books may have different, but you can always use a common sense because yes, the process remains almost the same. Okay, so here now, what is your homework for you? Now, I gave you a brief description of what is recruitment, what is selection. Okay, the recruitment process, the difference between both of them, the sources of hiring. Then I can give you homework, selection process. Okay, selection process is always asked in the examination, and it is very easy. What happens is you need to arrange it chronologically, or sometimes they can just example from here they will ask you 10 questions, or from here today the question is on campus placement, tomorrow they may ask about job portals. Keep yourself updated because see, during corona we all have moved towards digitalization. So there are so many things going on, we don't even know. So just keep yourself updated because tomorrow the question can be something related to pandemic also. They may try. Now there is a concept called as gig economy, GIG economy. Now what is that? That is also part of a human resource. So understand these are the new concepts which you need to study because NTA is trying to keep itself updated. And if we don't keep ourselves updated, especially related to our topics in NetSet examination, then it becomes difficult to qualify. Because I always repeat, commerce is a subject which cannot be restricted to books. You open your newspaper, you will find about acquisitions, mergers, or maybe some new policy has been taken. So yes, this is very much part of our subject. Now, next question is from banking and financial institution. The provisions of general reserve in banking companies are made keeping in view the provisions of. Okay, so if we are framing these provisions, they are under which act? Indian Companies Act 1956, Banking Companies Act 1949, SEBI Act 1992, Statutory Auditor. Okay, so provision of general reserve in banking companies. See, banking companies 1949 is the correct answer. This was easy question. Tomorrow the question can be on Indian Companies Act. We know now it is no longer 1956, it is 2013. So complete, it is a subtopic of your NetSet syllabus. Study it in depth. SEBI full form. Okay, not only full form, the unethical practices going on, the new regulations, okay, anything connected to it. And Okay, so the correct answer is here, banking companies 90. Now see, if this was very easy, tomorrow you may get different, okay, under bank. Now even we have a subject called as legal aspects of business, okay, which is also related to this question. So yes, we can know that there are different acts, negotiable instrument, cooperatives act, we have the society. So next time the question can, so whenever you study this, just go to Google or any official website, you will find so many acts related to our banking, so many acts related to business, which can be part of your NetSet commerce syllabus. Now, this is an additional RBI because now this is related to banking. So RBI commenced its operation on 1st April 1935. Many times this date has been asked. Okay. During the British rule in accordance with the provisions of Reserve Bank of India, 1934, by the recommendation of Hilton Young Commission. This question has been asked. So that date, it was recommendation of which commission? The original share capital was rupees 5 crores divided into shares of 100 each fully paid, which were initially owned entirely by private shareholders. Following India's independence, RBI was nationalized. So nationalization, okay, how many banks are nationalized? Now, when you study about banks, so many topics can be studied, right? From what is RBI, then the private banks, then you can have the new banks. Okay, now what are the financial institutions? So the syllabus, understanding of the syllabus is very much important. Understand the broad headings and under the subtopics. Reserve Bank continued to act as the central bank for Burma, Myanmar, till Japanese occupation of Burma 1942 to 1940 and later up to April 1947. After the partition of India, the Reserve Bank served as the central bank of Pakistan up to June 1948 when the State Bank of Pakistan commenced its operation. So these questions have been asked so many times. Okay. So they can ask you on privatization. They can ask you about the new banking rules. Now, presently, we all are going towards digital currency. So we have questions on crypto. We can get questions on artificial intelligence. We can get questions on digitalization. See, banking. So many topics can be free. Okay. So understanding of the syllabus is very much important. Now see, list 1 is given years and list 2 talks about the acts. I have not given any heading. See, because it is very self-explanatory. But whenever you are solving MCQs related to micro column, understand if there's a heading given on the list 1, study that. Because sometimes we miss the heading and then we don't know what the question is talking about. 2013, we all know it is Indian Companies Act. 2019, it is Consumer Protection Act. Earlier, it was 1986. 1992 is our Securities and Exchange Board of India, and 2002 is our Securitization Act. Now, what is securitization? It is from which subject? Okay, what other concepts can be studied? SEBI, okay, talk about investors. What is a protection measure? Government is giving so many advertisements because there are so many frauds going on. Now, with the advent of technology, there are digital frauds. Indian Companies Act is very much part of the syllabus, and Consumer Protection Act has been revised in 2019. So we all know that we can study it in depth. Okay, what is new under Consumer Protection Act? Why the previous act was replaced, or is it amendment, or is it a new act? Okay, state commission, the district forum, and all. Okay, all such things need to be studied. So here the correct answer is, as I told you, we are matching this Indian Companies Act with 2013. So it becomes the option number 1. Okay, moving on to the next question. Again, it is from Human Resource Management, assertion and reasoning. What is assertion and reasoning? 2 statements are given to you. Either they can be independently correct or they can be related to each other, and one may be the reason of it or it may not be the reason. So let's read. Inevitably, the firm must go to external sources for lower entry jobs. Okay, as I told you, you can hire from internal sources or you can hire from external sources. Lower entry jobs such as the peon, the clerks, where no much of experience is required, such as data entry, you can teach them. Okay, reason for positions where required qualification experience are not met. See, lower entry people, okay, they may be experienced, they may not be experienced. And such work, I'm not demeaning the respect of any job, but yes, there are certain jobs where you can easily provide training. But if you are hiring someone who needs to be an expert, who needs to manage your organization, who needs to take the decisions which are very much important, where there can be losses. So replacement becomes very difficult. And generally, when we are hiring at the top level, we need experienced people. Okay, and it is always better if you have an internal candidate. Why? Because he knows in and out of the organization. He knows how to handle the management, how to handle the finances, and so on. So they are talking, the firm must go to external sources. Yes, because it is easily you can hire people from outside where such lower entry jobs are required. So assertion is correct. for positions where required qualification experience are not met. Okay, so for lower entry, you generally do not have various criteria. Okay, not a very you can say difficult job. So here both and A are correct. Okay, so next time the question can be on the merits of external sources, the different internal sources method. Okay, how do you hire people? Just as I gave you a last example, campus placement. So this was also on hiring. Okay, so the fourth option, both A and R correct. Moving on to the next, business statistics and research methods, very, very important, not only from the viewpoint of NetSet examination, but if you are preparing for research papers, or maybe you have to start appearing for your PhD interviews and you are interested in research. So this is also very much part of a paper one syllabus, research aptitude, and the syllabus is quite interrelated or overlapping. And I always suggest that it is beneficial for commerce students that you have studied this topic under your master's, and also you are covering it in paper one. So dual benefit. Which of the following is the non-random method of selecting samples? Non-random. Now there are two types of selecting samples. Okay, two methods are known as probability, and the other method is known as non-probability. Now you know when we toss a coin, okay, either we get heads or either we get tails. So there is a probability of either head or tail. Okay, now what is non-probability? Let's see. Probability sampling, a sample must be representative of the population with respect to variables of interest. Now see what happens when your mom is cooking rice. Okay, and in the initial stage of your learning cooking, what happens? You don't know whether the food has cooked or not. So you just, what you do from that entire, you can say, only you will select few grains of rice and you will just check it. Okay, you are baking cake for the first time. You will just put your fork or knife and you will see whether it is baked or not. Okay, so what we do, we never take the entire population. When we are doing survey, we just take a representative population. Okay, the sample which can represent the entire population. So that is called as sampling. Okay, universe is, now see, there is census survey by the government every 10 years. So when you are taking the entire population, okay, all the Indians will be counted. That becomes your census or universal survey. Whereas when we are taking a research on a smaller scale, but we are ensuring that we take the representative population, so that becomes your sampling. A sample will be representative of the population from which it is selected if each member of the population has equal chance of being selected. Equal chance means I'm sure even I'll be selected, but we don't. See now in bachpan, okay, you used to play, or even now you are playing tambola or housey game. Okay, you used to get these coins 1 to 99. Okay, and you used to get our numbers list with you. So सबका वो नंबर आएगा, बट वी नेवर नो कि फर्स्ट किसका नंबर आएगा, हाउसफुल किसका पूरा होगा. ओके, या तो हम बोलते थे बॉटम लाइन किसकी पूरी होगी, बट यस नंबर्स विल कम, बट वी डोंट नो द ऑर्डर. सो सिमिलरली देयर इज अ equal chance of selecting all the numbers. So probability samples are more accurate. It is generally told that probability samples are more accurate, but see, it again depends. Now if you ask me question, ma'am, for my research whether I should use probability method or non-probability, it depends upon your population from whom you are collecting your data. Okay, and what are your objectives and what are your hypotheses. So they remove conscious and unconscious sampling bias. Now what is sampling bias? Again, another in-depth topic. Probability samples allow us to estimate the accuracy of the sample. So generally they are considered more accurate. Probability samples permit the estimation of population parameter. And something related to sample is called as the statistics. What is non-probability? Defined as sampling technique in which the researcher selects samples based on subjective judgment. So here the researcher is taking the judgment. Okay, now convenience sampling. If you have heard about it, anyone whom I easily come across, I'll collect the data. Suppose I'm studying on commerce graduates. So any student who is in my college or nearby college, I know he's a commerce graduate, I'll take the data. So there is no formula involved. Subjective judgment of the researcher rather than random selection. Means it is not probability method. It is less stringent, means it is not as strict as the probability method. This sampling method depends heavily on the expertise of the researchers. If your judgment is incorrect, your research becomes incorrect. It is carried out by observation and researchers use it widely for qualitative research. So generally non-probability is also qualitative, but this again, it depends upon your objectives, your hypothesis, and your sample, from whom you are collecting your data. Now there is a concept whether your population is infinite or finite. Depending on that, you can decide. Okay, what is sampling rate? Later on we can discuss. But yes, now you know what is probability and non-probability. So these are the sampling method. Direct question has been asked. Under probability, we have simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified, cluster, area, multi-stage. Non-probability, judgment sampling, convenience, quota sampling. Okay, you decide 10% data to be collected from A college, 10% to be collected from B college. The panel sampling and the snowball sampling. See, direct question. Now we know the question was on quota. So correct answer is quota sampling. Next time they can ask the meaning. Now what makes this exam difficult is we should know the practical part of also this. Okay, not only theoretical. Now when do we use the non-probability? When do we use probability? Or what is the difference between systematic, stratified and cluster? When is area sampling used? See, from this particular image, I can frame 100, 500 questions. This is the beauty of understanding concepts. Okay. Now, why we are using this and why this method is called as more accurate. So similarly here, direct question. Tomorrow, practical question may be asked. They will ask you that a researcher is conducting research. Now, which method of sampling should be selected? Okay. So here the correct answer is quota, non-random, because stratify, systematic and cultural are probability. Okay. So I hope so you have understood this. Now, this is your homework. This is just an image which help you understand what is random sampling, stratified, volunteer and so on. And similarly, you can study today non-probability, the merits, the demerits. If there is any other technique of non-probability or probability, so it becomes your homework question. Okay. Now moving on to the next question, again from it is advertisement or marketing. Sales promotion has a strong impact on consumer behavior in rural India. Sales promotion is a method of increasing the sales. Now what is sales promotion example? With biscuits, you give some food spread, okay, jam spread as an offer, or maybe with shampoo, you are giving some kajal as a gift to the customer. So that is you're trying to attract. So anything that induces your customers to buy the product becomes your sales promotion. It has a strong impact. Okay, it has a strong impact on consumer behavior. It means because of sales promotion, people are buying your products. Okay, so they are talking about rural India. So how many concepts we have? Sales promotion, consumer behavior, and they're talking about rural India. The keywords. Reasoning, rural people in India give utmost significance to sales promotion. So they're talking people in villages, they give utmost, most significance, maximum importance to sale promotion. Okay. The options A is correct, but reason is incorrect. A is incorrect, but reason is correct. A statement and R are correct. Both are incorrect. See, sales promotion has a strong impact. Agree. Whether it is rural or we all want free gift. Okay, we all want offer. Ek ke saath ek free. So this statement is 100% correct. But what is the reasoning? Rural people in India give utmost. They're not only giving significance to sale promotion. There may be other methods also. There can be event marketing. There can be, you can say, sponsorship. There can be demonstration methods. Okay, so only rural people in India does not give. So I'll say A is correct, but reason R is incorrect. A is not incorrect. So eliminate option 2. Both statements are correct. I don't think so. Both statements are. So here A is. So understand the keyword rural. Tomorrow it can be an urban marketing. Now rural area are very scattered. Maybe people are not educated. We cannot use digitalization. Okay. So such questions can be asked. Now let's see sales promotion are how many types? Consumer oriented, trade and sales force. Sales force are your employees. Okay. You give them targets. You give them bonus, contest, sales rallies. Okay. You give them offer that if you're going to do this much, I'm going to give you this much incentive. Trade. Buying allowances, free merchandise. Okay, you go to your retail shop, you will have the thumbs up ka fridge, refrigerator, or the Cadbury's ka box. So that is you are giving them free merchandise, maybe the watch. Then you are giving them allowances, maybe you are giving them a foreign trip, cooperative advertisement. Okay, you are both sharing the expenditure, incurred on expenditure on your this advertisement, push money, dealer sales. So trade. What you are trying to do, you are attracting, you are requesting your dealers, okay, your middlemen to push your product. So this is also called as push strategy. Now consumer is called as pull because with offers you are trying to attract them to the store to buy your product. So consumer, the price differential, you can give them coupons. Okay, now you order on Zomato, you get coupons, remember? Refunds, price pack deals, price deals, value promotion, freebies, samples. So consumer, if you're directing at consumer, it becomes pull. You are pulling them to your shop, to your product. And trade, you are pushing, you are giving them incentives to the dealers to push your product in the market. And sales force, you know how the salesman, they need to live up to the targets. Okay, again, same trade oriented and consumer. So for consumer oriented, anything that attracts the customers directly. So you are pulling them. Trade oriented, you are pushing the dealers to sell your products. Okay, so this is again IMC. When I talk about sales promotion, you should understand other than sales promotion, how many different methods of communication are there, how you can attract your customers. It can be through advertisement, whether it is paid form or non. Direct marketing, online marketing. Okay, there is no middleman in our customer relationship management, doing small acts such as regular flyers, those who fly on a daily basis. Maybe they are working in corporate, so you get airlines give them some benefits. Okay, the point of purchase, just as you used to have the Zuzus or Vodafone. Okay, they used to be hanging at the shops. So from far away distance also you used to identify that, yeah, you get here the this recharge of Vodafone. Then public relations. Public relations, what is the difference between advertisement and public relations? Public relations is generally free of cost. It comes on the editor's desk. It is more trustworthy, whereas advertising is paid for. Okay. Packaging and designing, yes, your packet attracts, promotes the product. Okay. Kinder Joy, a classic example. Our kids get so excited to see that Kinder Joy because it is in the shape of an egg. So you're attracting the design of the bottles, okay, the products. Event marketing, you know, you sponsors. Now there were Filmfare Awards. It is offered by someone, sponsored by someone, okay, or maybe there is a marathon going on, or maybe some schemes are there for the poor people. You go and just promote that. So that is also different types of marketing. Okay, so this was about sales promotion, but understand one concept, one question can give you 4 another subtopics. So it is our duty. Okay, I don't say I'm teaching you. In fact, I'm just guiding you. I'm mentoring you. I'm just telling you how you can change your thinking. Okay, and how you can change your approach and easily qualify and bring your best results. Okay, now this is from business environment and international business. Match the column. Again, I'm not given any column heading. A is wider market. B is turnkey projects. C is expanding the production capacities. D is geocentric approach. First in under list is modes of entry, goal of international business, advantages of international business, and stages of globalization. Now quickly look at this. Now see, this is actually a combination. This is a mixture of so many topics together. Okay, now what is turnkey project? It is one of the method of entering the foreign market. Wider market, it is one of the advantages of international business. Now why you move on from local to international market? Because you are getting advantage of more audience. Okay, you are reaching to another country, wider audience. So if I say A and 3 goes together, quickly come to the options. Only in option number 2, A and 3 matches together. Turnkey project is B. It is one of the mode of entry. Now, what is turnkey project? Let me tell you in later on. Expanding the production of capacity can be, it is one of the goal of the international business. And geocentric approaches, stages of global. Now, what is geocentric approach? You are treating the entire world as one market. Okay. Now, suppose I'm selling Coca-Cola. Okay, Coca-Cola is a foreign product, but everywhere, in each and every country it is operating, it is selling the same product. So you are treating your entire nation, the entire world as one single market. Okay, we have regiocentric approach, polycentric approach, ethnocentric approach, geocentric. Now see, one question, so many subtopics, but you should understand that this topic is from which? Okay, I've studied this in the international marketing. I've studied this in the international business as well. Okay, this can be from economics also. So the commerce syllabus is overlapping also. Understand how I quickly solved because I was aware what is turn. Now see, you can study about modes of entry. You can study about international business. You can study about stages of globalization. See, there are different modes of entry. You can enter into a foreign country by exporting, by licensing, franchisee. McDonald's is a franchisee. Management contracts, joint venture, foreign direct investment, FDI. What is the difference between FDI and portfolio investment? Okay, whether you can become owner in the foreign country. What is strategic acquisition? What is wholly owned subsidiary? Contract manufacturing, turnkey projects. Okay, now there are so many. You have green investment. Okay, now you are completely going to another country. You join hands. Now, if you look at the Starbucks cafe, okay, the coffee shop, in a very fine print, it will be written Tata Line. So how it came into India? Starbucks is not an Indian company. Joined hands with Tata. Okay. So similarly, how you initially start. First, you manufacture in your own country. Then when you want to expand your market, you want more goodwill, you want more audience. So this becomes your homework. Each has its pros, each has its cons. Which is suitable? Why? What is the difference between licensing and franchising? What is the threat when I enter into a licensing contract? Okay, now generally medicals, or I say the pharmacy, okay, the medicines, they are into license, okay, because one medicine is made in one country and how you approach the other countries, because the vaccine is very much required in each and every country. So for that, whether you need to enter into a special franchising or licensing, okay, so you need to study. Again, this is a homework. See, from one slide, you can have so many questions. I always keep on repeating because the key to success is for NetSet is generally you understand the syllabus. And whenever you study one topic, ensure you are completely studying it. Okay, you're not leaving bits and pieces. Stages of globalization. First, you are into a domestic, then you reach international, then multinational, global, then you're in transactional. What is the difference between transactional and global? What is the difference between multinational? What is the definition of multinational? How do I start domestically? Okay, so this is how the stages of globalization are. Okay, so the question was on what and how I related, how many concepts I explained you in one single question. This is the best approach to study. Okay. Now, another next question, business environment and international business. Which of the following matches correspond to the member and observer countries of SAARC? SAARC. Now, what is SAARC? This is a trading bloc. Okay. Now, this I have studied in economics. I have studied in international business. Now, see, when I study about one trading bloc, there are so many trades. You will get NAFTA. It has been renamed. Okay. Then we have European Union. Then you have ASEAN, SAARC, and so on. So, see, the member countries, the observer countries, or recently which country has added to it, or which country has made an exit, or how many, where it is located, or whether it's summit or conferences are going to be organized. So here the correct answer is third, first and second. Okay, they are asking which of the following matches correspond to the member and observer. So first, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, and Maldives are the member countries of the SAARC, and Iran, China, Japan, USA, South Korea, European Union are the observer countries. Now, see, I've tried to help you how to remember. Now, see, I am given this coding SANM IPBB for this member country. So you can remember easily Sanam. Okay, SANM. Sanam में A spelling आ सकती है, but yes, okay, we have no other country other than Afghanistan, only one. So S is Sri Lanka, A is Afghanistan, N is Nepal, and M is Maldives. Then from I, we very much remember our country, India. P is Pakistan. Then B, we have Bangladesh and Bhutan. So you can learn, memorize this way. Okay, you can form your own keywords, which becomes easy to memorize. But yes, with this system, what may happen, if you remember this and you forget what A stands for, what B stands for, then you are a loser. Okay, then how to remember this? Observer countries, IO, JUICE. Okay, JUIC ke badle JUSC. So I stands for Iran. Okay, then sorry, it is IO. It is not IO, it is IC. It should be IC. Okay, so IC, JUICE. So IC, China, Iran, China. Then J is Japan. U is USA, South Korea, and European Union. Okay, so this you can easily remember. Your preparation should not only restrict to SAARC. Now, right from the full form of SAARC. Okay. Now, what is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation? It is established in Dhaka. Okay, on 8 December, the date. It comprises how many member states? 8, as we just read. And the secretariat of the association, the highest body for this is in Kathmandu, and it was formed on 17 January 1987. See, dates differ. SAARC full form, where it is, how many member countries are there, where it is set up, what are the objectives? To promote the welfare of the people of South Asia and improve their quality of life, to accelerate, speed up the economic growth, the progress and cultural development in the region, and to provide all individuals the opportunity to live in dignity and to realize the full potential, to promote and strengthen collective self-reliance. Okay, you should become self-reliant, Atmanirbhar Bharat, to contribute to mutual trust, understanding and appreciation of one another's problem. Okay, all the member countries. To promote active collaboration and mutual assistance in the economic, social, cultural, technical, and scientific fields. To strengthen cooperation with other developing countries, to strengthen cooperation among themselves in international forums on matters of common interest, and to cooperate with international and regional organizations. Decisions at all levels are to be taken on the basis of unanimity, decision of all. And bilateral means, bilateral is not unilateral, that is not single, involving all, and contentious issues. The issues which may raise controversy are excluded from the deliberates of them. Now, see, we all know India and Pakistan. Okay, they are not very much in a happy place. So yes, problems may arise. So this I have directly taken from the SAARC website. See, when you study such important concepts, and ensure that you are using from the website only. Okay, the list of free trade agreements and what are free trade agreements. Okay, we have AFTA, we have so many. Okay, so not only you are studying today SAARC, but you need to cover NAFTA, the new name for it. Now, what is European Union? What is ASEAN? Okay, I've given this just a brief. How many people? Maybe the population has changed now because yes, this is a updation of some few days back. SAARC, then full form. It is an economic and political organization. When it is established, where it is headquarters, who is the main controlling body. Okay, so that's all for today. So see, I have discussed only 5 to 6 questions, but I'm sure I'm discussed more than 40 topics. I know how to study. Now you know how to study it in a smart manner. Understand every question will give you 4 new options. Never study only one question. And what is my suggestion? Whenever you study one concept, maybe today you'll start with trading blocks. Complete your trading blocks topic today itself. Okay, the 5 to 6 trading blocks, the marriage, demarriage, the member countries, establishment date, or the founding date, or maybe who is the present president, or maybe any related to it. Yes, this can be the questions. And it is an all India examination, so I cannot even say that it is a very easy exam, but yes, it is not as difficult as well. Keep your studying preparation continuously on a regular basis. We don't know when the exam is expected, but yes, the date was given from 20th September. So hopefully the date sheet will be out soon. Keep checking the website. And if you have any questions or any queries, or maybe you want me to make a video on some other topic, please post on the or comment me. Okay. And if you are liking my videos, go and check my playlist for paper 1 as well as for paper 2 commerce. And I always suggest students that keep your spirits in high. We all need to qualify, and trust me, you will qualify. Just never be demotivated. It is goodbye from my side. We'll meet in next video. For till the time, all the best, and God bless you all.